Hello and welcome to part 2 of building a model hill / quarry wall. In this video what I'm going to be doing is painting this in a bit here, the outer section, and then also the pieces of wood for the top of the tunnel. What I'm going to be using is I've got some Woodland Scenics paints, earth undercoat, black and stone grey. I've also got some Hobbycraft ready mix paint in black and white, which I intend to mix into a grey and experiment with the grey on these bits here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape up the track and anywhere that I don't want to get any paint, and I'll come back when that's done. So as you can see, I've taped up all of the top section of the track, and what I'm going to do now is just give it a quick coat of earth undercoat from Woodland Scenics and see how that comes out. Most of this is going to get covered up anyway with static grasses and scatter and all that sort of stuff. So if it doesn't come out right, it doesn't really matter too much, because as I said, most of it's going to get covered up. What I'll also probably do is I will give it a coat of this, and then once it's dry, I will also be using some earth coloured scatter to hopefully give it a bit more of a depth. I don't think it looks too bad. It'll probably look better in the once it's dry. Plus also I think the LED light is making it look slightly green on video compared to how I'm seeing it. So I'll finish it off. Once it's dry, I'll come back and hopefully you can see some different results. What I'm also doing is painting the tops of these, and also painting the top of the tunnel just quickly, and I'll see how it all looks all together before I decide whether to do another coat or just leave it as it is. So what I've been doing in the meantime while things are drying is I've been mixing some paint. This little bit here is the Woodland Scenic stone paint, which is a bit dark for what I'm sort of after. So the big blob right in front of you, that's kind of the shade I'm wanting, which is the Hobbycraft black and white paint mixed together to make the grey. And what I've done is I've painted a little bit there. Hopefully it will dry out a bit lighter. If not, I'll paint over it with white again, and then I think of something else. I'll probably add quite a bit more white to the black and hopefully get it a lighter shade, but we'll see how it dries out. So I'm going to leave that bit like that as it is before I paint the whole lot, and I'll come back when it's dry. It's been about 48 hours now and the paint has dried. It looks a bit dark for what I'm after, so what I've been doing on a little section of it is using some weathering powders, which hopefully you can see there, which I would say represents chalk walls a bit better. So all I'm using is some Humbrol weathering powders. I've got a rust colour, dark earth, white, that's the weathering powders, and I've also got a whitewash which I'm going to experiment with. And all I'm doing is I'm just dabbing a paintbrush into the weathering powder, getting some excess off the paintbrush and just dry brushing it on. I'm going to do some places a bit lighter, as you can see there, and then do some little bits like this bit here, so it gives a varying end product at the end. And then all these little excess bits I'm just going to blow off. Just to give it a bit of a lighter effect. Do some heavier strokes as well as some lighter strokes. So I'll do a bit of a heavier one there. Not sure if you can see that. So it's a bit of a heavier one there compared to over here on this bit where it's a bit more subtle. What I'll do is I'll just do a bit on this bit here. Trying to make it not as uniform. A lot of the bit on the bottom will be covered by various scenic materials that I'll get to in a later video. I'll also be using the dark earth on various patches. You know, if certain bits don't look right, I'll just paint over them. Don't think it looks too bad. This bit here will be covered so it won't be as bright, and I'm going to try and brush a few of the lighter spots out. So what I'll do is I'll just come round, show you what I've done, and what I'm going to do now is just finish off with the white, and then once I've done that I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. So I've done the white. I think it looks pretty nice, and all I'm doing now is I'm just putting some brown weathering, as you can see, just on the top there, to give it a bit of a contrast in colours. And for this, all I'm using is a cotton bud. Just to kind of represent soil on the top layer. So if I zoom you in a bit, you can just see it there. I think it finishes off pretty well. It'll look a lot more better when I've added some scenic materials to the top, I think. So that's pretty much it for this video. What I'll do on the next video, once I've got all the scenic stuff through the post, is I'll do another video on static grasses, trees, bushes, and then I might do another video after that with where I'm going to place some vehicles. I've got an idea on how I'm going to do the tree trunks of the trees that have already been cut down, but I've actually got to go out into the woods for that, so I'll come back soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.